this video, we will try to understand skilled worker visa rules, that what will be your salary if you switch or extend in the year 2025. So let's start with question number 1. I entered the UK in 2022 on a skilled worker visa as a data architect, code 2133. In 2025, after a tube transfer and redundancy, I want to join a new employer on a £35,000 salary. Is that allowed? Question number 2. I entered the UK in 2023 on a skilled worker visa as a data architect, code 2133. In 2025, can I switch to a new employer offering me £47,000 salary? Question number 3. I entered the UK in 2022 on a skilled worker visa as a data architect. Now in July 2025, I want to switch to completely different job, which is property manager, with a salary of 38,700. Is that allowed? Question 4. Based on the above questions and changes with the visa, am I still eligible for ILR in August 2027 if I change employers or job codes in 2025? So without wasting time, let's find the answers. To find the answers, we will go on gov.uk, the only genuine website. In the search section, just write skilled worker visa and then come to the section where it says if you got your first certificate of sponsorship before 4th April 2024. Then at the bottom, you have the guidance. Now let's read this guidance. There are lower salary requirement if both of the following apply. Number 1, you got your certificate of sponsorship for your Tier 2 or skilled worker visa before 4th April 2024. Number 2, you have continually held one or more skilled worker visa since then. Now let's go back to the question. The question was, I entered the UK in 2022 on skilled worker visa as data architect, code 2133. In 2025, after tube transfer and redundancy, I want to join a new employer on £35,000 salary. Is that allowed? So the first and the point number 2, they both perfectly fine with this. Further, it says you can be paid whichever is higher of £29,000 or lower going rate for your occupation if you make an application to extend your visa, update your visa. Now what we are doing, we are updating our visa because the applicant already got redundant from the company. Lower salary requirement will only be in place for applications made before 4th April 2033, which is obviously we are in 2025, so that's fine. These salary requirements will be updated regularly and your salary will still need to rise in line with the updated going rate each time you apply. Each occupation code has its own annual going rate. Check the lower going rate for your job in the going rate table. Now let's click on this table. We will come to this page which says guidance skilled worker visa going rates for eligible occupations. If we click on this, this will take us to this page which was updated on 5th June 2025. Always make sure you have the updated one. Now this is a long table. So let's search. Control F 2133. It will take you to this page. Usually this don't show up the going rate which is on this side. So what you need to do, just need to drag this way. So if you select this, then you won't be able to miss anything like this. So if I do this, now you can see the going rate at this time is 51,700, but the lower rate is 39,300. Now if we go back up, we can see over here lower going rate. Now the question was, I entered the UK in 2022 on a skilled worker visa as a data architect, code 2133. In 2025, after tube transfer and redundancy, I want to join a new employer on £35,000 salary. Is that allowed? Looking at this, the table which is provided by the gov.uk, the answer is no, because the lower salary rate must be 39,300. So the salary which is offered is less. Now let's jump to question number 2. Question 2 is, I entered the UK in 2023 on a skilled worker visa as a data architect, code 2133. In 2025, can I switch to a new employer offering me £47,000 salary. So for this, if we go back to that skilled worker visa going rate, and if we go back to that 2133, so it says £39,000 300 exactly. That should be the salary. That's a lower salary rate. So if the company is offering more, that means you are eligible. Yes, you can switch, you can extend. Now let's jump to question number 3, which is I entered the UK in 2022 on skilled worker visa as a data architect. Now in July 2025, I want to switch to a completely different job, property manager, with a salary of 38,700. Is that allowed? Now the question is July 2025, whether it's before 22nd July or after 22nd July. But does that really makes a difference to us? Because the applicant entered the UK in 2022. Now, which rules will apply for that applicant? And can he be eligible to switch in a different job code as a property manager with the salary of 38,700? For that, again, we will go back on skilled worker visa page, where it says if you got your first CUS of sponsorship before 4th April 2024. Regardless, the rules are changing on 22nd July 2025. But because you have entered before 4th April 2024, so these rules will apply. Now, it clearly states you can be paid whichever is higher to £29,000 or lower going rate. Now, we need to search the property manager job code and we need to figure it out whether it's £29,000 or lower. Again, for that, we will go on the table. We'll click over here. We will go down. Just search property manager. So you will come to this page 1251 property, housing and state managers. If we go drag this way, so it says 38,400. That's the current rate before 2nd July 2025. The lower rate is 29,500. Because the applicant is getting paid above 29,500, that means he is allowed to work in this job code. If we go back to the question is I want to switch completely to a different job code. Now this is many applicants who ask this question. Sir, can I switch from data scientist to property manager or restaurant manager? Will there be any problem? If you have experience, if you can justify, there will be no problem. But if you can't, for example, you have never worked in the restaurant and you're working in a restaurant, the home office can ask you for questions and answers. They can do the skilled worker visa in-country interview. Now the question is if the applicant allowed to switch from property, like from one job code to another job code. Yes, the applicant is allowed. There is no restriction on that. With the salary of 38,700, because the applicant is getting paid above 29,500, so that's fine. The applicant, like he can switch if the company is willing to pay him this kind of a salary and this, so that's fine. There is no issue. Now let's jump to question number 4, which is based on the above questions and changes with the visa, am I still eligible for ILR, indefinite leave to remain, in August 2027 if I change employer or job roles in 2025? Many applicants think that if they switch, there will be a trouble for the ILR. Now for that, we need to understand what are the ILR rules. So the answer is yes, you can still qualify for ILR in August 2027 or just now if you already got these 4 points. If these 4 points meet the condition, number 1, you have had continuous 5 years on skilled worker visa. Okay. Number 2, you meet the salary threshold for ILR. Currently, it's 29,000 or lower going rate. Now, when we say lower going rate, obviously, because you have the skilled worker visa, so you must meet the requirements for the lower going rate or the rate whichever is higher. If you are under transitional rules. So transitional, obviously, these are the rules which we are discussing just now. Number 3, you have not had excessive time out of work between jobs. So for example, you're switching from one job to another job. The time when you are not working, you need to consider that time towards your ILR extent. So for example, you between 2 jobs, you were not working for 1 month. Instead of 5 years, you should apply for ILR after 5 year and 1 month. Okay, watch this video. I have explained the rules for the ILR, like how many days you can actually live outside the UK when you are on skilled worker visa. Number 4, your new job still qualifies for skilled worker sponsorship. Now, what do we mean by this? So obviously that job is on the job code. So recently the Home Office announced in the white papers that after 22nd July 2028, no one will be getting the healthcare worker visa. So anyone before that allowed. So if I summarize this, it's simple that if you wanted to know your job code, because obviously I have just discussed one job code, but if you wanted to know about restaurant manager or any other job code, then it's very simple. Just go to this section if you got first CUS before 4th April 2024 and then click on going rates table, and then after that come to this page and then you have the whole list. Okay, make sure that when you looking these tables, you always check the updated, like whether it says when it was updated, because obviously the guidance on the gov.uk, you have the old guidance as well. I will put the link of these guidance in the description, so you can click directly and you can jump to this page if you need one. And if you wanted to search, for example, restaurant manager, then just write restaurant. There you go. So the code is 1222 restaurant and catering manager. So if you come over here, just do like this. So it says £25,000. That was the lower salary, but it also says 29,000. Now where is that 29,000 coming back? So if we go back, and it also says 30,960. Yeah, so 30,960 or this or 29,000. So if we go back to this, it clearly states over here, you can be paid whichever is higher, 29,000 or lower going rate. So 29,000 or lower going rate. If I go back and search for restaurant manager, so 25,000 or 29. So whichever is highest, 29 is higher. So if you're getting £29,000, so for example, if you're switching or extending in a restaurant manager, as a restaurant manager in any job, you can be paid £29,000 and you can switch or you can extend as well. So this is what the rule is.